I was born in Pakova, Hungary on 19 April 1879. And there I am living, little girl, 79, yes, I am forgetting sometimes. And there I am, little girl, and I am growing up in Pakova. And there is also in Pakova boy named Johann Haas, who is 4 years more than I am. And he is also growing up in Pakova. We are together children, but to me he is another boy, and to I am another girl. And there we are living and growing up. And then when I am 16 or 17, Johann is coming back from army. He is in army for Franz Josef with the Austrian army. And when he come back, he has big wooden box like this full of things from army. And he is very, very good looking. And he is strong. And I like the way he look very much. And he liked the way I look also. And pretty soon he look at me a lot, and I look at him, and we are thinking we will get married. But my mother is not happy. She says, Margaret, why do you want to marry this man? He is loud. He is bad words saying. He drinking whiskey. And Margaret, he has red hair. And red hair is very, very bad. People with red hair, that's not good. If you have red hair, it's not good. And she says, why you want to marry him? And I say, Mother, if you could see him with my eye, you would know why I want to marry Johann. And she says no, but I am say yes, and we are married in little church in Hungary when I am 17-year-old, and Johann is 21. And there we are live for 7 years, and we have 3 children. We have Susanna and Katarina and Johann Franciscus. And Pakova is wonderful place for living. It's village with little houses close together, and if you want grain ground up, you go to miller, he will make you flour of wheat or corn. If you want cloth, you go to weaver. If you want shoe, you go by the shoemaker house. If you want someone to sew, you will go tailor. And we have their man to make shoe for horse. We have everything what we are need. On the farm are outside of Pakova, and the men are walking out to farm in the morning where they are work, and we women are staying in Pakova, and we are carrying up the children on chicken and milking the cow and doing the garden. And when we are wanting to bake bread, we do not have oven in house. We go to great big oven like this in middle of town, and we fill full of straw, because it's no wood for very much and it's no coal. And then we light up him, and when all the straw is burned, the oven is very hot, and we are scraping out the ash, and in oven is ledges where we can put bread, and we have long stick with flat part. We put bread on flat part and put him in oven, and then close up oven, and then while the bread is baking, we are talking what women are talking about. We talk about men. When we talk about children, and we talk about what is happening in Pakova. And the men are raising grain, and they have vineyards for grapes, and we have all kind fruit, but no grapefruit, no lemon, no orange. It's not that kind of fruit. And so we are happy there, and we are living, and my mother is there, and my sisters are there, and I am very happy. But Johann is not happy there, because he does not want to go back to army for Franz Josef, and they are always fighting. And Johann has half-brother in America named George Haas, and George write him letter saying, Johann, come to America. His land is cheap to buy, not much money for land, and you have freedom. You can say what you want about anyone, and no one will hurt you, and you can be what you want. And Johann is yelling about freedom, and my ears are ringing with land and freedom, and he says, Margaretha, we are going to go. And I do not want to go, but Where husband goes, their wife goes, and so I will go to America. So George Haas goes to Richardson, and there is a man named Teddy Hartung. And Teddy Hartung buys ticket for ship to come across ocean to America, and then on the first day of April in 1903 is the day that we are going to leave Pakava. I don't know how to tell you this day because I am leaving my mother and my Schwester, my sister, and all of my friends, and the house and the home, and we are never going. I know I will not see them again. And we have to get on the train, and we get on train in Temeswar. And from Temeswar we go Antwerp. And in Antwerp there is boat, little boat, and we go across water to England. And there is another train that take us Liverpool. And in Liverpool is great big ship with steaming, and that will take us across the ocean. And Johann has with him big wooden box which he is getting, and in this box he has brought whiskey some. And so when we are on ship and it is doing this and it is doing this, and the children are, it's not good, they are hungry, and Johann trade whiskey for a steward on the ship for milk for those children, and they have food, and then finally we are in Quebec. And in Quebec, we get on another big train, and I wish you could see this train. There are seats which are soft, and the back which is soft, and they are covered with red velvet. It is beautiful. And in Hungary, nobody like us will ride this kind of train. It is only for the rich people. But we are on this train to a place called Sault Ste. Marie. And there we get another train for Superior, and then we get another train for Minneapolis, and there we get another train, and this one stop in Richardson, North Dakota in America. And there is George with wagon for us. And so we get in wagon, and it is 3rd or 4th of May. We are been from 1st of April to 1st week of May, 1 month we have gone from Pakava. So then we go with George across the hills, and then we get to George's house. There is nothing. There is no house. There is no people. There is no women. There is no vineyard. There is no tree. There is a dirt house with dirt floor, and there is grass on hill on wind. In Pakava is no wind, but every day is wind blowing, and I look around and I see nothing. So we are living with George in this house for 1 year while we are finding place to go. In April of next year, Johann knows a man named Ruth, Nick Ruth, and he is wanting to sell his homestead. So we buy for $80. And then Johann sells his vineyard in Pakava for $500 American. And with this, we pay Teddy Hartung for ticket. We pay Nick Roth $80 for homestead, and we buy 3 horse, 2 cow, and 3 pieces old machinery, a disc, a plow, a drag. And then we are farmer. So then we are moving into Roth homestead, the dirt house again, a 2-room dirt house. On top of house is grass. There is no wood on roof. So we move in April. And in April it starts to rain. And it rains every day for 18 days. I count them one by one. And the grass roof is leaking like no roof. And I am wet. Johann is wet. Children are wet. Floor is mud. Walls are mud. There is nothing but mud and rain. But then sun comes out, and I go outside, and the world is green. The sky is blue. There are white clouds. There are flowers. And I think maybe I am going to like America. And so then we are in this house for 1 year, and then Johann is good with brick. on stone. He can make brick wall, he can make brick oven, wherever you want brick or stone, he can do this. And so he says, Margaret, I will build you stone house. And so he built me stone house with 2 rooms, walls thick like this, so when they are in the summertime hot, in-house is cool. When they are in wintertime cold, in-house is warm. And there are windows in-house and door, and on the roof is wood. There is no straw. And when it's rain, rain stays outside. That is good. And there in this room of 2 houses, 2 house of 2 rooms, we are Johann and me, Margaretha, and Susanna, Katharina, Johann Franciscus, Stefan, Karl, Mari, Joseph, and Margaret. Margaret is the little one. And there we are living, and Johann in 1909, he is study. He is study about president, how you do president. He is study about people that are making law. He learned about voting. He talked good English. And he study, and then he go take test. And on 18th of April, if my memory is right, 18th of April in 1909, he passes his test and he becomes citizen. And when he becomes citizen, I become citizen, and all children become citizens. So now, Johann is citizen, and now he yells about what is president doing wrong, and what should president do, and how he would fix if he were president. And when we are needing food from Richardson, what we can't grow, like coffee or sugar, he walked to Richardson, 17 miles, and he go up and down street in Richardson yelling about country on government and hollering and pounding fist on table. And everyone know when the road day, the red horse is in Richardson. When we need money, he walked to Dickinson, which is 30 miles. And there he stayed 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 weeks. And there he worked laying the stone or the brick for the base of the buildings in Dickinson. And I think if you go to Dickinson today and could go down and look, you would probably find the brick or stone what Johann has laid all those years ago. So we are living there in that house until 1923. And then Johann says, Margaret, I am going to build you a bigger house. And so he builds another house with neighbors of stone. They take flat boat and horse, and they go out in hills and dig out some little, some big, some this thick, some this thick, but they make them fit. And they put them with mud and straw together, and then is again house, walls like this, with windows and doors, is a wonderful house. But on the 5th of July, I do not forget that day, comes a tornado. And the house is not yet finished, but the tornado take the house roof on the outbuildings and kill the cow and kill the chicken, and the machines are just torn up and thrown in pile. And we are frightened. And we are thinking, now what we going to do? But come neighbor, 61 day, 71 day, 81 day, and in 2 weeks, the house is done. The building, the granary, the barn, they are done. And Johann Franciscus is good with blacksmith. And he take machinery, he worked for 1 whole month, and he fix, and the machinery is good. And so there we are, and we have beautiful house, and now I have my darling little Sarah who is working to fixing this house. And you could go to see it if you go there, because it is nice, nice house where I live. And life is good, and I love America. But there are times when I go. There is a hill 2 or 3 miles away called Kulichberg. And I walk to this hill. It's long hill, and I go way to end. And I look out, and I close my eyes, and then I think I can see Barkova. I can see my mother. I can see my sister and the women at the oven. And I think, how I would want to see them and hug them. But then I have to open my eye and I have to turn around and I walk home and I am again in America. But we have many good. We have wedding for 2-3 days. When Irene get married, we have party that go and go. Irene, you remember, yes? When you were married, it's wonderful party in Leffer. We eat soup and strudel. And we have dances in the granary and it is not full of food. And Johan make big watermelon patch and we have little watermelon like green and yellow inside and wonderful. And the boys from the neighborhood, they come to steal when the watermelon is ripe at night. They sneak to steal Johan's watermelon. And when they are ripe, all the neighbors come and we have watermelon party and have so fun. And we have church and we have many neighbors and life is good. And the children grow and they marry and they go here and they go there. And Johan and I are on farm. And then in 1949, snow to here, and Johan is sick. He's very sick, and he has to go doctor, but there's no way we can drive doctor with road. So little airplane come from Dickinson, land on snow to take him, and they want me go along on airplane. And I don't want to go on airplane. And then I think, Margaretha, you can cross ocean, you can work on farm, you can stay away Bakawa all your life, you can get in airplane, and I get in airplane and I go. But Johan does not get better. He is sick, and when he is in hospital, his heart is stopping and he dies. And so then we must have funeral, but we cannot go to church. Road is snow. But army come in with big machines and they clean out all the road, and then we go and we bury my Johan at St. Stephen's. And if you go there, you can see where he lies now. But now I am alone, and this is not good. I do not like alone. So Johan and Carol say, Mother, you will move to little house in mud, and we will find little house. And they find me little house with place for garden and a place for a chicken. And then I have such happy because I have 3 neighbors, Mrs. Wolf, Mrs. Meyer, and Mrs. Vig. And Mrs. Vig was when I was little girl in Bakawa. She was also little girl in Bakawa, my friend from all those years, and we talk and talk. And every day we go to my house or her house and we have coffee and strudel and cookie and cake and we talk what women talk. And it is good and I am happy. And Johan come every day and say, Mother, what you need fix, I will fix. What you need food, I will bring. And he bring me milk and cream and egg and meat and whatever I want. So I am happy there for many, many years. But then I get sick. My heart is slowing and my leg is big with water and I cannot move and I cannot cook. And Johan says, Mother, come live with us. You come live with us and we will take care of you. So I go back to farm. I go back to same house where I am living with Johan. And I have my rocking chair where I can sit and do rosary. And Carol fixed me oatmeal just how I like every morning for breakfast. And I am happy and I go out and I see those same hills. And I think, I love America too. But now I'm old and my heart is not good. And I want to go to be with God. And I want to go to be where is Johan. And I'm ready, so when God will call, I am going to go home and be there. And now I'm going to go lie down and have a little nap.